Michael Arana reporting from the GTA, the real battleground, the battlefield between globalism and patriotism. And the reason I say that is because the GTA is at the center of whether or not we will re-elect Justin, the long-haired corrupt Mackdaddy of Canada and the son of Satan, or whether we will go in a different direction, because this is a big battleground, and that's why I call it one of the main battlefields of patriotism versus globalism. You've heard on Canadian media about the newest scandal rocking the government, SNC Lavalin, Justin the long-haired Mackdaddy Trudeau, and Jody Wilson-Raybould, his former Attorney General. And you've heard many people say that this is just allegations, this might not be true, but I am here to provide very minimal proof that this is very much true, and the son of Satan who sits upon the throne of Canada is guilty of corruption, obstruction of justice. This is worse than anything that Richard Nixon has ever done, even worse than anything that Hillary Clinton was accused of. And this is why the long-haired Mackdaddy should immediately resign, should be prosecuted, and if found guilty, be thrown in prison along with his chief of staff, Gerald Butts. This is obstruction of justice, and I have the proof. It's minimal proof, but it's proof nonetheless. Before I get into it, let me explain for those of you who are a little fuzzy on this, what is going on. As I mentioned in a previous video, SNC Lavalin is the main construction engineering company of Canada. It's the largest engineering company in Canada. They're responsible for many different projects in Canada, one of them being the 407, the toll road that runs across the northern part of the GTA. And they are accused of being the cash cow for the Liberal Party, giving money, bribes, secret plans, all this secret deals, all sorts of underground illegal things happening. This is something that the World Bank has actually determined is so corrupt that Canada is now at the top of the world countries' most corrupt list according to the World Bank. Canada is now at the top of that list. Not Italy, not some Eastern European country, not one of those Middle East. It's Canada because of this SNC Lavalin debacle. And behind this is SNC Lavalin and the Liberal Party, which the Mackdaddy, Justin Trudeau, is leader of. Now, his former Attorney General was going to blow the whistle on everything that was going on. That was her job. She was the lawyer for the people. That's what the Attorney General is. She's the lawyer for the people of this country. And Gerald Butts, this is the accusation. An anonymous source in the Globe and Mail has said that Gerald Butts was directed by either the Mackdaddy himself or someone in the government to warn Jody to not say anything, not do anything, and apparently she wasn't going to obey to these warnings, so that's why she was fired. Now, here is the first proof of why I think that something went down. She's bound by some agreement to keep quiet. Some unwritten, some law jargon prohibits, or not really prohibits, but is silencing her from explaining what is happening. Now, she could come out publicly and say, look, I can't get into the details, but no, the Mackdaddy and his lackeys did not pressure me to keep quiet. She could say that and not break any unwritten code or unwritten agreement. She could do that. That's what everyone is saying. She's chosen not to do that. She has said nothing. Now, that is proof that something has gone on, because if nothing happened, if absolutely nothing happened, and she has the ability to say that nothing happened without breaking the rules or the law, then that raises a lot of red flags for me. Number two, if the government is saying that nothing happened, if nothing really did happen, then why are they preventing her from saying anything in the first place? I mean, let's look at it this way. If I was the head of a mafia family and I told you, go shoot up that house down there on Main Street over there. Go shoot up that house and go rob the family, take all the jewelry, take all the money, take the baby as hostage if you have to, and do what you have to do to teach that family over there, the Gambinos, a lesson. You do that for me. And I tell you, don't say anything if the cops start coming. Don't say anything. The reason I'm telling you not to say anything is because we have just done something wrong that we could get arrested for. But if I didn't tell you to go shoot up that house, and the police do come and say, hey, did you people shoot up that house over there? No, of course not. What you talking about, Popo? What are you talking about? What you talking to me for? I didn't shoot up anybody. Go talk to the other family down the street over there. Go talk to them. I didn't do nothing. You see what I mean? Which is what I'm saying. The government would not be trying to shut her up if nothing happened. Right? Just like if we had shot up a house and if we didn't shoot up a house and the cops come and talk to you, I would tell the cops we didn't do anything because we didn't do anything. But they're trying to keep her quiet. They're trying to keep Jody quiet, which means that something happened. Something had to have happened. So those are two of the biggest reasons why I feel that something happened. And that's why I think that the RCMP needs to get involved, and the RCMP needs to prosecute, do something. And the third reason why I feel that something happened, and this is the final reason, is because it looks like the Liberal government, the Mackdaddy's government, the son of Satan's government, is now on the verge of stopping any investigation. There's a committee which could say, look, we're going to investigate to see what happened between SNC-Lavalin, what's going on between Jody, what's going on. But it looks like, and this is coming from the Toronto Star as well, which is a pretty left-wing paper. This is a Trudeau-loving paper. I mean, I don't know how much they love him now. Maybe they're going to go to NDP or something. But you see, one of his main lovers, the Toronto Star, one of his main backers, are saying that it looks like the Liberals are going to stop any investigation. So why are you going to stop any investigation if nothing happened? So let's go back to the whole mafia thing. If something did happen and I didn't do it, I would say investigate. Because I know I'm going to do what you want to do. You can waste your taxpayer dollars and investigate all you want. I didn't do nothing. But they're not going to investigate because something happened. So I'm saying that the RCMP needs to get involved here. I think everyone in that government who is responsible for this, Gerald Butts, Jody Wilson-Raybould, Justin the long-haired Mackdaddy Trudeau, the CEO of SNC-Lavalin, and all the board members should be subpoenaed by the courts and be investigated. And if something did happen, then I think then the Justin the long-haired Mackdaddy Trudeau should be prosecuted and locked up along with Gerald Butts and the CEO of SNC-Lavalin. All of them should be locked up in the same jail cell, eating from the same bowl. That's what I think should happen, because it should be known that Canada is a country which respects the rule of law from bottom to top. You can't have the government being accused of something like obstruction of justice and nothing happens. No investigations, nothing. Yet, when some poor guy goes into a convenience store and steals a loaf of bread, they get locked up, they get fined, they get probation, they get all sorts of stuff. That can't happen in Canada. That happens in some third world country. That happened in Russia. That happens in other places. That should not happen here. So I am saying, and I'm serious, I'm not saying this because I hate the man, and you all know I hate him, but I'm saying this because this is how we should teach these people a lesson. You see what they're doing in the United States with Donald Trump and the Mueller investigation and all this Russia collusion and all this, and all up until now they found nothing. We have more proof that the Mackdaddy and his government has done something far worse than any of those people. So I'm saying by now there should be some serious investigations right now. I think the Mackdaddy should be in court right now. He should be sitting in front of an inquiry. He should be, all of this stuff should be happening. That's what I am calling for. So I hope this happens. Otherwise, Canada is just another corrupt hellhole. Just like all those Eastern European countries and South American nations and Middle Eastern nations, we're no different. And that's why I say, if Justin the Longhaired Mackdaddy Trudeau and Gerald Butts and Jody Wilson-Raybould and the CEO of SNC Lavalin and all the board members, if they're not subpoenaed, then that just goes to show that Canada should have nothing to do with what's going on in Venezuela because they're no different. And before I end this video, let me just say this. You know, many people are talking about the People's Party of PPC, or I don't know, PPC, P-Pants or whatever it's called, with Maxime Bernier. Maxime Bernier, up until now, has said nothing about this. Every single party, conservatives, liberals, the socialists, the Greens even, are talking about they're demanding some sort of inquiry, and the PPC is doing nothing, which leads me to believe that this is what I've been saying, nothing but a joke. So, I mean, here we have the biggest scandal in Canada for a long time, since Mike Duffy and Nigel Wright, which even there, it didn't look like, even that wasn't as big as what this could be turning out to be. And the PPC is doing nothing about this. So I have come to the conclusion that Arana Nation, I have called for Andrew Scheer to resign as leader of the Conservatives because I think he's ineffective. But I am saying that I'm going to endorse a Conservative majority with the condition that that Andrew Scheer resigns and someone else becomes leader. I'm still hoping that Maxime Bernier will stop this charade and get rid of this PVC and go back and try to be leader of the Conservatives again. Instead of running away from Andrew, he should have faced him and tried to take his job. But we'll see what happens. But I mean, I'm not going to be endorsing the PPC. I do believe that it is just a vote for the long-haired Mackdaddy. And I'm saying this as an independent. I'm saying this as an independent. I usually support the major parties unless I feel that the major party leaders are really, none of them are up to my standards, which I have done when what happened in Ontario with Patrick Brown. I wasn't going to support the Progressive Conservatives under Patrick Brown. But I'm calling for Andrew Scheer to resign and for someone else to be leader. I want the Conservatives to have a majority, and I'm saying this as an independent, and I'm still hoping that the PPC will stop this, because if you look at the polls right now, they're stuck at 1%. They are stuck at 1%, and you can see that, you know, the Liberals, they are poised to lose, but that 1%, the Conservatives would be in the lead in like 4 polls in a row if there was no PPC. So that's one big reason. But there are other reasons. I don't support his stand on supply management, Maxime Bernier. So all of that. But, you know, you have a big scandal like SNC Lavalin, and Maxime Bernier says nothing about it. So, and he's in the parliament right now. He's the MP for both. So that just goes to show that he's not taking this seriously. But anyway, that's what I have to say on this. And this is the Arana Nation.